是我们跟天堂 M 的一个联合举办的一个主场周的活动。天堂 M 呢，从2018年4月呢，打造了我们首场的工程站比赛。那我们也陆陆续续呢，在2019年举办了世界工程站。那在2022年，全新制的世界工程站也即将呢正式展开，也持续带给呢玩家呢多元而且呢更新鲜的赛事的玩法，以及呢稀有的奖励。所以呢，为了迎接呢我们工程站的4周年，天堂 M 呢再一次呢携手新竹街口工程师，跟所有呢热爱天堂 M 的玩家一起呢来热血欢庆。等一下呢，我们从开场表演一路，大家能够感受到呢天堂 M 磅礴的气势，也请各位球迷朋友拭目以待。
一闪，深陷困境也不怕，别借口风，一路横冲。活该拼了命往前进，拼了命搞不懂力气怎么用，别借口风，不会放松。每张偏偏又推着走，偏偏又太匆匆，灵魂也失控，别借口风，人生人海该往哪里去？别借口风，人前人后迈开。
天堂 M 活动主题周活动正式开始。开屏后，各位呢，现场呢所有的球迷朋友呢，大家午安，我是呢今天的活动主持人志燕，那也很开心呢，再度呢回到了我们新竹街口工程师的主场。我 coming home， 回到自己家了，果然呢有倍感温暖呐。那在这边呢，在活动呢，今天呢整个活动开始之前，那我个人也要跟呢所有的工程师的球迷朋友，那以及呢球团，还有呢所有支持呢新竹街口工程师的朋友呢，说声对不起，对不起。那做错事情本来就应该接受惩罚跟承担。在过去这1个月当中呢，我在新竹呢也做了不少的公益活动，那也很感谢呢球团的包容，以及呢来自呢各界的一个建议，我都会呢好好听进去。不过在今天呢我们天堂们的主题都开始之前，我们也希望呢所有人将你们的目光焦点关注呢在呢我们每一位场上努力的选手们。再一次呢，谢谢各位，谢谢大家，谢谢，唔好意思啊，好。那我们接下来呢，今天呢天堂 M 的主题周现场呢，除了呢有丰富的互动摊位之外， 牧师女孩也特别呢 cosplay 的角色，装扮呢绝对呢会让大家耳目一新。哦，精彩的活动马上就要展开喽！在我们活动开始之前，我们邀请，后面呢，挡到，对不起。活动开始之前，我们用最热情的掌声欢迎喜事 and Lucky Girl。现场的朋友，给我来一点欢呼声、尖叫声！天堂 M 工程站将带领了我们新竹街口工程师持续的攻城略地。那现场的所有的球迷朋友，也将你们的天堂 M 的手举牌举起来，我们一起呢跟着工程师攻城略地，赢得战绩。好，将各位的天堂 M 的手举牌举高一点，最热情的朋友在哪边？先让呢媒体朋友呢进行一个合影。好，各位拍完了，也可以把天堂 M 工程站的手举牌举起来，我们全场一起合照一下。后面的朋友，南区的朋友。再次用最热情的掌声，谢谢了我们的喜事以及呢 Lucky Go， 还有呢我们牧师女孩，为我们带来精彩的开场表演。在呢今天的比赛开始之前，马上呢要为各位介绍呢今天的比 赛呢2队的选手。首先呢，为大家介绍呢是我们台新梦想家球衣编号0号的陈正杰，球衣编号7号陈立焕。 8号王正元，球衣编号14号吴永胜，18号杨胜燕，21号简浩，23号钱肯尼，24号辛沃克，26号李德威。 球衣编号30号吴松伟，33号杨科维奇，球衣编号42号布伊德，球衣编号97号郑子阳。台新梦想家男队总教练 Julius， 助理教练赖柏林，助理教练刘文和，以及呢罗伊雅克斯，球员发展总监田磊。 现场的所有的球迷朋友 ，Are you ready？ 马上呢，要为各位介绍了我们的主场球队的 Ready to Roll。准备呢，跟着了牧师女孩的节奏一起拍手喽！首先呢，登场的是我们工程师的进攻箭头，球衣编号5号。 宋宇轩，接着登场呢是我们球衣编号6号稳定军心的重要力量第4节先生陈坚恩。 球衣编号9号精灵系的阳光控卫，欢迎小田天后。球衣编号11号全力冲刺，毫无保留，欢迎小郑萧胜业。 球衣编号52号澳门巨塔阿成龙以生。接着登场呢是我们球衣编号54号蓝珠涵吴代豪。 马上呢，为各位介绍新竹街口工程师先发舞的名单 ，Starting Five。工程师。首先登场的是我们球衣编号24号，用尽全力为了每一场比赛胜利，欢迎城霸郭兆杰。连续3场带来精彩的攻守表现，弹无虚发的选秀状元8号小烈朱云豪。 接着登场的是我们联盟目前的得分王、篮板王，单场最多篮板纪录保持人，禁区的守护神 狮王辛巴。接着登场的是场均25.2分，战区得分榜第2名，满满的 energy 气氛大师，喝满蓝血的法师。最后呢，为各位介绍呢球衣编号4号，手感火烫，持续好表现的 OK 啦，高国豪。新竹街口工程师总教练林冠伦，助理教练沈星汉，防护员欧柏宏、黄建元，影片分析师于继伦，体能教练黄胜富，另外呢总经理高景言，也欢迎呢 Lisa 姐。好，接下来呢现场的朋友将你们的右手借给我喽，把你们的右手借给我喽，手伸出来。Respect.
Come on, let's go. Yeah, let's go. All right, okay. All right, okay. Return to the Mac. Get up what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Me get up. First shot, come strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious.
来，灯牌举了，把灯牌举高一点。欢迎你们。
Shine on down. Got that Bob Barker suit game and Plinko in my style. Money, stay on my craft and stick around for those pounds. But I do that to pass the torch and put on for my town. Trust me, I'm my INDEPENDENT shit hustling. Chasing dreams since I was 14 with the 4-track bustin'. Halfway across that city with the back crush shit. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give that to the people. Spread it across the country. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give it to the people. Spread it across the country.
Here we go back. This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Here we go back.
好，也赶快呢将呢我们天堂 M 的工程站的这个纸板哦做成折扇的样子。我们等一下呢，要来试试看呢，有了工程站的这个加持，我们今天的这声音会有多大声哦。
Yeah, I'm so damn grateful. I grew up really wanna go fronts, but that's what you get when Wu-Tang raised you. Y'all can't stop me. Go hard like I got an 808 in my heartbeat. And I'm eating at the beat like it gave a little speed to a great white shark on Shark Week. Raw, time to go up, gone. Deuces goodbye. I got a world to see. And my girl, she wanna see Rome. Caesar make you a believer. Nah, I never ever did it for a throne. That validation comes from giving it back to the people. Now sing this song and it goes like, raise those hands. This is our party. We came here to live life like nobody was watching. I got my city right behind me. If I fall, they got me. Learn from that failure, gain humility, and then we keep marching. I
Can we
said,
go back? This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Go back. This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
ladies and gentlemen, seniors and youth. Welcome to this broadcast of Plus League Basketball. The Lioneers face the Dreamers for the 4th time this season after last weekend where the Lioneers swept the 2 road games and the Dreamers split their back-to-back homestand. They are now tied in games behind. This afternoon, the Pilots fell to the Kings, and their elimination number has dropped down to 4, chasing one of these 2 teams. Kings, therefore, clinched the first playoff spot in the 4-team format that will be coming up in the postseason. Hello, everybody. I'm Ryan Chen, joined by Kirk Long on this English broadcast. Glad to have you with us. Last time these 2 teams matched up, the Dreamers jumped to an early lead and won, but Stefan Jankovic kind of got tied up with Oscar down under the basket. Both players were thrown out, and the good story continues between these 2 teams. On screen now is our Mandarin broadcast duo. On the left is Aaron Yang Zhenlei, and on the right, Mark Tianwon-Kui. Kind of spoiling Jankovic's Plus League debut. He'll be in there with Julian Boyd, the team choosing not to go with Brandon Gilbeck at center. In the pregame, the player interviewed was Calvin Chen Li Huan. He is the only player in these 2 rosters that's played for both teams. Last season with the Lioneers was the Plus League first teamer. This year with the Dreamers, having a little bit of struggles trying to fit into the system. And he said to us in the pregame that it might not be a situation where it be a fit in the season, but he'll be ready if the team ever calls his name.
我想球员上场就很少会谈个人啊，就是主要还是球队能够赢球比较重要。因为现在季后赛，4强的，如果说以4强来说，现在名次都还混乱，所以我觉得能够多一点胜场都一定是好事。然后就看我们能够抢到什么样的位置。所以我觉得倒不是说对手对谁了，倒是说我们自己，对于我们梦想家来说，我们要抢到更好的席次去进入到季后赛，对啊。其实与其说调整，我觉得，因为我对我自己的努力啊，还有我对能力是有一定的自信吧。我觉得，我以前做得到，我现在也做得到。那只是说，根据教练，根据不同的球员的特性，那他会调度不同的上场时间。那自己就是随时，其实我觉得，与其说怎么调整自己，倒是说就是把自己准备好，然后在球队需要我的时候，能够上去帮助球队。而且，我相信，就是。 等到球队需要我的时候，我可以帮助到球队。
He's averaged a few more points against the Lioneers, 8 per game, 2.3 rebounds, and his shooting percentage, though, below the Mendoza line of 23%. As the season, he's scoring 5.7 points per game. And only shooting 33% from the field. It is a very different system overall. Last season with the Lioneers, he averaged 30 minutes played, starting for most of the games, 13 points, 2.3 rebounds, as you saw there, and almost a steal per game. On the other side for the Lioneers, his former teammate that we've interviewed pregame is Evan Lee Xiaorui, who's had a major struggles this season, especially from out beyond the arc. He had only shot 15% from three-point range this season, but he kind of shared some of that information about his hand injury that's really hampered him this season.
"目前手腕就是在比赛的时候有去弄到手腕，然后有一些骨裂的状况的，然后目前都还在持续跟医生那边还在追踪，国好吧， 因为郭浩在这些比赛就是进攻端贡献非常多嘛，然后在球队的组织上面，他也就是做的还不错。觉得可能是E吧，因为我觉得E对于大家来说，他的防守就是很强悍了，然后在球队的一些就是大家在沟通上面，他也是蛮称职的，对。
In prior weeks, heart to heart to try to figure out some of the issues they're having on the court and some of the habits they had off the court as well.
Go.
On this season, he's averaged 26 minutes played, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. So relatively productive, as we see Oscar's high school coach, Paul Wanlong, perhaps joined by a number of the Seongsan basketball players during their time up in the suites here in Hsinchu. But there's Oscar's stats. This season, averaging only 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. But last week, back-to-back games, 24 points, an average of 6 rebounds, 5 assists, increasing that shooting percentage on the season. 37% is good enough for 7th best in the league, which is a huge area of improvement that we identified with him last season. Oscar made it known that actually after a 0-point game in Gaosho, he actually personally had an emotional kind of self-intrinsic outburst, but after crying it out, he's kind of reset himself and is good to go. And really, the 3-point percentage is really excellent, but he also is one of the few Lioneers who can score really well from the mid-range. The Dreamer starting lineup will be Young-sun, Jeff in place of Aji, joined by Kenny, Walko, Boyd, and Yankovic. So major change for the Dreamers is they don't have their #1 point guard. For the Lioneers, Oscar is going to start next to Nick Faust, Suri Hao, the rookie, Kosao Jia, another forward, and Chen at center. Without Aji in the lineup, the Dreamers, certainly a different team. He has come off the bench, but in recent weeks, been entrusted with running the point.
接下来呢，借由各位的所有球迷朋友倒数，我们一起来倒数5、4、2、1，请开球。谢谢，再次感谢呢，继续送幸福的令狐冲爷爷来为我们进行本场的开球仪式。把比赛时间交给大会裁判，第一节比赛开始。
Aji last season was a rookie and finished second in the Rookie of the Year race to Oscar, who won the Week 16 Plus League Week MVP. Loring Han is the crew chief in the middle of our 3 officials for today's game. So there's Stefan Yankovic, our first look of him in Hsinchu. The Dreamers start off with the tip. Lioneers do like to play a lot of zone with Sim Bular in the middle. Yankovic getting to the basket for 2. Early rebound for Sim and an early foul. How stepped up to take the 3 early. Most of those free throws go to Sim Bular with the trip. He's shooting 58% coming into this game, 191 attempts. Now the Lioneers in their zone as Walko takes the corner 3. Here come the Lioneers on the run. Saljit to the basket. Very good. Nick Faust for the putback. On the other side, number 8, Zuyinhao commits the foul, trying to guard Yankovic on the drive. Getting a look at that one. maybe get a little bit of a boost from the end of Boyd. And Oscar on the top of that zone. Makes this turnaround jumper short. Nostalgia having his fifth start of the season. Last year, a member of the break. With a step back three, in and out. The youngster's feeling confident. He's been a deadly shooter in recent games. Lioneers, they are on a 3-game winning streak. Shot high ankle pitch on the run. Here come the Lioneers with their break. Nostalgia fouled at the basket. First foul on number 14, Jeff Williamson. This would be interesting because even if Achi came off the bench, completely out for this game, not even registered, he's going to step up for the Dreamers in Jeff's bench time. Early 4-2 lead by the Lioneers. Kenny fires from three, all net. That mark is currently 42% as Oscar gets tricky with it and hits the mid-range. On the other side, Walco with the counter. He's 12th in the league in three-point percentage at 35%. So last season, kind of the Lioneers falling behind in the three-point race, and the Dreamers obviously rely on the three-point shot a lot. But both these teams combine for a lot of the rankings individual shot makers. Rebounded by the Dreamers. Early run by Boyd, turns around to the foul. So the Dreamers this time going with some pace. It's safe to say that the Lioneers really don't mind going after Jeff on the defensive end. Even if he is a decent defender, they want to wear him down toward the end. After making the first, Boyd hits the second. Now they lead things by 3. Bout going left, kicking to the right. Nostalgia choosing to drive. Kick it around, and now Oscar gets the bar. Over dribbles it. Running low on time. Nostalgia for 3, yes! Another one, this one bouncing out. It's kind of funny, the Dreamers try to put a guy on Fuller on the rebound as foul. Fancy, good move, and finish. Rotated it. Jeff planks it. Rebound to the Lioneers. Now Nick foul, up and under, missing it. So offensive rebound that doesn't even involve Jeff. He's finally walking up to that front court. Now they do this a little bit more, in the pick and roll. This time Oscar is smart. Now Walker will try again from deep. That's a misfire. Extremely high floater. Now the Lioneers with a 4-point lead and timeout by the Dreamers. Lioneers back home after winning 3 on the road. We'll go to break. Back after this.
好，那也请呢被拍到了，我们要做天堂 M 的 Ken， 来做出呢标准的动作，来学高国豪一起，还有一起哦，美女，好，2位可以到服务台领纪念品，好，欢迎你们喽。好，2位来做出天堂 M， 哇，非常好。好，2位，等一下记得呢到了我们服务台领取纪念品。万龙哥，耶！教练做得好啊！哦，这果然会跳舞的，做得最标准。哎，很好哦，对对对。
Leave a like on the stream. 直播朋友们记得帮 P.LEAGUE 的直播按赞。So after last season, Lioneers combining again with Tiantang M, a mobile game for this themed weekend. This is their last weekend homestand before hosting the Dreamers later in the season on a Friday night. This 3-game winning streak includes efficient scoring where they average 112 in this stretch. What's scary for other teams is, as a team, they're shooting more than 40% beyond the arc during the stretch, where they were 27% prior.
Yeah, it's a big change. When you have the ability to knock down shots, it changes your confidence and ability to defend better, and so many other areas of the game too.
Jeff takes off your call, they can't finish the finger roll. Oscar one-on-one on Derek, finishing the game, getting the bounce.
Getting the bounce, nodding the head, and Oscar is really getting those outlet passes quick, and that time they took away the wing passes, but he had the ability to go all the way down to the rim and get that one-on-one opportunity.
Faust reads it, and Boyd with the lane, throws the layup. Missing some of the easy opportunities early. There's a missed shot by the Lioneers. One thing that's very noticeable, they're not afraid to push the pace without Sim on the offensive end. There, his shot is short, bouncing hopelessly out of bounds.
Yeah, you gotta be happy if you're the Lioneers. Last time these two teams faced each other, Dreamers came out and scored more than 30 points in the first quarter alone, and really took it out of them. So here today, I'm sure there's been an emphasis, try to play good defense in the first quarter, let your offense have the ability to take charge of the game.
Out from the dunker spot, but takes the mid-range. They keep on building on that lead. Right now, 70-9. Dreamers only 2 for 7 from beyond the arc. Denny on the drive, foul by Yunghao. That's his second personal. Another look. Interesting offensive set with one of your best shooters. Well, he is open. On the other side, trying to use the body, and the referees caught him. One last note about Yunghao on the league's programming on YouTube, Liamong Mangsima. He admitted that at this point in the season, he realized that the Rookie of the Year race should belong to the Steelers' way. So that's kind of actually reset his mind, and it's been really liberating for his play.
Yeah, it's good as a young guy, come in, impact the game, help your team whatever way they need to. Those individual accolades are sure are nice and can be important for your confidence, but you don't want to be too consumed with those one-on-one individual awards.
Oscar getting past Yang Seung-yin and lay it in. Kirk got early 6 points in this game. Sim commits the goaltending violation.
Yeah, great job there by the Dreamers. Recognize the fast break opportunity, and here we see Oscar just split the defenders. It's a little showtime, getting those legs out and finishing with a nice scoop layup.
Body coming in as Yankovic stops Hall. Shooting for the Dreamers, but Lioneers get back. To the basket. Gonna get fouled by Sim, who turns around at his teammates, making sure they know their defensive assignment. We're good for about 15 seconds.
And I really think Bullard there could have just kept his hands straight up, and that would have been a tough shot. And just brought those arms down. Definitely a foul. As he caught some body, but I don't think that would have been an easy 2 points for the Dreamers on that possession if he had just jumped straight up.
That's right. If he was vertical, then the only contact would have been the leg kick.
He's
not a great argument then.
Not an easy guy to shoot over or float the ball over. So, you know, even if they do cut through that defense, if you play honesty and just get your hands up and the Dreamers make it, they make it, but don't bail them out.
Only one personal foul on Sim so far. 4 for the Lioneers as a team. Now the Dreamers in their 2-3 zone. Kenny thinking after foul. Nostalgia hits the 3.
Salje with that offensive mindset, always looking to shoot. He can do it from the outside like he's proved so far today, but also has that strong body to drive.
And now the trailing referee calling the offensive foul. Yankovic got a little bit dribble happy there. Substitution. Woo Sung-wei will come in for Kenny. Meanwhile, the Lioneers have all their starters except Xiao Se-yi. Recall with 2 personal. Next to 3. Now they dish it around. Sim trying to go at Derek. It's going to be an out of bounds.
And the Lioneers still in this zone. This is where Woo Sung-wei makes a living. Just spotting up, shooting, knows how to move off the ball. The Dreamers can find him with some space. That's what they'd like to get.
Quick touch passing and fouls underneath. Catches Yankovic. So the Dreamers will be in the bonus for the rest of 4.5 minutes. The hand goes in. Dreamers getting a little bit more baseline oriented than they're used to. Want to be perimeter, but with Yankovic and with Boyd, they don't mind high-low in this against the zone. Getting the lucky bounce for the first free throw.
And that sideline below the defense is a great weapon against the zone defense. Just being able to sneak somebody by there, and we've already seen the Lioneers to go on their side on that short baseline.
Oscar picks up his dribble. Now Xiao Se-yi trying to drive at Doug, getting a lane. Looks like a foul on the rebound.
And if that's on Yankovic, that will be his second. So some early foul trouble for the Dreamers.
Xiao Se-yi does what he does best, going to the basket. Wasn't foul again.
Yeah, it wasn't too much of a push, but both hands on the back is, even if it's a little push, that's a good call by the official.
Now shot from the left side, Oscar, that bounces out. Here come the Dreamers. Xiao Se-yi, quick fire, air balls it. Gonna hear it from the crowd later. Now Oscar, Salje. He's job. The lefty fires and makes.
It's big for the Lioneers when they have the best low post scorer in the league, but then you mix it in with guys making shots from outside the three-point lane. They become even so much more dangerous, and you know that's one reason that they've been able to win 3 straight games in a row is you know having some combination of those 2 things.
Oscar is gonna get a delay of game warning. The referee's generous. Been giving everybody warnings before actual technical. No way. The Dreamers swing it. Now to the corner, some way not ready. Swallowed by Faust. Boyd will try the baby jumper, no good.
Yeah, I'm sure Boyd got to practice some of those this week too. Like to have that open look back.
They tried the fanciest alley-oop, now all the way from the right side, out. The Dreamers have their open looks, not converted well. 2 of 9 from beyond the arc now. Of course, you can expect 2 of 7 inside. Now Oscar aims one up. Jim, easy rebound and easy jump. Now a 10-point lead in the first quarter for the Lioneers. Boyd getting the foul on Sim. That'll be his second.
And he knows where to go when he picks up that second. He goes straight over to the bench. He was probably due for a break anyway, playing the first 9 minutes of this game.
Coming in for him is Wesley Udaihao, but he won't be joined by Long Yisen. They like to play those 2 together. Oh, there he is. See, the broadcasters know better than Atun about the rotations. There he is, number 52.
It's all you, Ryan. You've done your homework.
Is there such a thing as visual memory? I don't have photographic memory. Should have done more homework. I don't know what these terms are. Great free throw by Boyd. So missing the second. Out of bounds off the Dreamers. Boyd came in after that. He's leading the team in points and rebounds. 18.3 and 11.8 respectively.
Yeah, he's a strong body, and he'll take the outside shot if that's what's given, knows how to read the defense, and can score in transition so well too, full head of speed.
So 2 centers that aren't great shooters. Lisa, good chance with the left hook, but out. Boyd to the basket, leave that one short, and Faust throws it out of bounds. Oscar, the intended target.
And last time these 2 teams played, and the Lioneers, you know, had that big loss, it was turnovers was, you know, they were +8 compared to the Dreamers. So Faust already in this first quarter with 2 sort of ill-advised passes in the fast break opportunity. You want to try to make the most of those opportunities and at least get a good shot up, not throw them away.
Illegal screen, Derek spun around as Oscar was trying to come through. And another foul, another turnover, so piling on a little quick. 2 for each team.
Yeah, it can be a smart move at times, but when you really stick it out there and impede his progress through the screen that much, it's definitely needs to be called.
Special thing about the Lioneers is they usually bring on much smaller kids to take care of the mop.
Yeah, it's great to see Plus League get, you know, whole communities involved, different themes, just fun environment for people and kids of all ages here at the basketball game. Even had a bouncy castle up in the 2nd floor of the arena today. I wish my kids were here to enjoy it.
Foul, losing it, Boyd picks it up, he's gonna lead the break. Go out of bounds, look out fans on this side. The Lioneers are gonna come away with it. Almost another turnover, Oscar getting the runner. feeling it. He's got 8 points in the first quarter. All from 2-point range, but get him whatever it counts. Jeff hitting the 3 to answer.
Yeah, that's a big shot by Jeff right there. Momentum really starting to head back towards the home team, and that will help stymie this run.
Tied for the team lead in steals with Boyd. And that one thrown right to the hands of Walko. With his head down, losing it. Now you can see his one-track mind from where we're sitting. Now Oscar tries to go fancy. It's going to be another turnover. Last minute to go. Trying to finish with cleaner basketball. Doug pulls up from 3, got it.
So Creighton silencing the crowd, and just really, you look back, the Lioneers will have the lead going into the second quarter, but they really could have had this thing in double digits. You almost, as the home team, just missed opportunities, turning the ball over.
Another turnover, this time Elliott on the drive. Seems like it's going to be a last possession. Nick Faust choosing to hold back. Wesley gets involved in a foul, ill-advised, as now that'll send Walko to the free throw line.
Yeah, if you wanted to foul and get the ball back, that's one thing, but 4 seconds, you're not really going to end up with a good possession, and Walko's going to go to the line and have a chance to see the ball go through the net and get some confidence. And we know what he can do when he gets his confidence in a game. He can really stroke it.
Well, that's why I pointed out Nick Faust didn't want to apply any pressure to kind of force Walko to go left and right. Kind of a little bit more out of control than getting to sit on his heels and wait for the last 5 seconds. Clay makes the first. Substitution as the Lioneers bring in Tian Hao, another guard, to see if they can go the full length of the floor in 4 seconds. Faust with it, getting past Boyd, his half-court shot with a chance. Short off iron. The Lioneers jump off to a good start, but the Dreamers hang in there. Maybe taking advantage of some non-sim minutes. We'll go to a break and bring you back to the second quarter.
最热情的掌声，谢谢牧师女孩。那在今天呢，我们活动的现场，那也欢迎呢今天有到场的几位贵宾。首先呢，要为大家介绍的是我们在天堂 M 主题日的活动，欢迎呢游戏橘子台湾区的营运长，欢迎呢简志浩营运长。好，旁边的马姐我们就不介绍了。接着呢，为大家介绍的是我们安维斯租车董事长，欢迎彭世邦彭董事长。接着到场呢，还有呢我们可思创品的行销总监。在我们北边场边席，欢迎呢是我们 Niki。接着呢为大家介绍的是我们养德集团的副总经理，欢迎许家尧许副总。11不动产的董事长，欢迎黄大龙黄董事长。大兴网络科技，欢迎陈思庆陈副总特别莅临活动现场。
Tomorrow, the Pilots host the Steelers and the Lioneers host the Braves. All the second season broadcasts right here on YouTube. We see Sim Bular stepping onto the floor, ready to come back into the action. But Kirk, I want to ask you first, the Dreamers have proven to be a very resilient and very competitive home team, but on the road, they are only, what is the number? It is not very good. Their road record, 2-5, which is only 28%.
Yeah, and that's a mix of a variety of things. One, they're outside shooting team, and you're going to be more comfortable shooting those outside shots in your own building normally. And two is, you know, when you're in someone else's arena, they play a little bit tougher, and the Dreamers have been somebody or a team that struggled playing defense on the road and fouling too much and getting in trouble that way. So I think those two combinations are part of it. But they're definitely capable of winning on the road, so we'll see what happens.
They did take the first 2 of 3 as Boyd leaves the putback short. On the other side, the Lioneers found Chen for an early 2. Xiao missing at the rim, now committing the loose ball foul, it seems. Kind of a bad break there.
And the Lioneers are still staying true to these fast break opportunities. We see Bular on one side making the most of it, but the Lioneers in transition are really struggling to, you know, whether it's converting some layups or making the right passes. They've missed out on several good, easy baskets, potential baskets.
Got a feeling that they had so many run-out opportunities. Now the Dreamers, we've been told, are gonna challenge and ask if there was a goaltending, presumably out of Julian Boyd's shot attempt.
Yeah, it was a bang-bang play, and Bular definitely has to be careful because he already has 2 fouls. Boyd easily could have helped him pick up a 3rd foul on that last possession, and that would be something smart for the Dreamers to do, is try to make the big man continue to play defense down there in the post.
Now looking back at the Lioneers, they're on a 3-game winning streak, which is a team franchise record. A 4th would be the new record. They won 3 in a row last season and had a loss in the middle there amongst a lot of wins against the Dreamers. So in a small league, you're gonna have these rivalries and find a lot of the same teams involved with runs and counter runs.
Yeah, and you point that out, and it's also important to point out that every game is important when the seedings are as close as they are in the Plus League. But these 2 teams especially are right next to each other. So even more so, you know, the Lioneers would love to get a win today, not only to propel them continually up, but to make sure the Dreamers don't move up that ladder.
Now the Lioneers do not have any more games against the Steelers and the Pilots, who they played well against. So they're going to be well prepared for the playoffs because they're going to only face playoff teams for the rest of the way. So it looks like the referees confirmed there was no goaltending on the play, and the Dreamers are going to be 1 less timeout. No more to call. The number 16 referee letting everyone know the situation. No more timeouts for the Dreamers, and no more challenge for the rest of the game. Lioneers, meanwhile, you saw on screen, have their 2 timeouts. Facing around some screens, they're back in man. Lioneers recover. Boyd trying to go with power, missing the reverse layup. Boyd's an issue quite a bit down low. Right side, Tian Hao knocks down the 3.
Yeah, transition basketball. That time, take what the defense gives you. Open 3-point shot, got his feet set, knocked it down. Good job by the Lioneers to push that ball forward.
Tian Hao is a much improved 3-point shooter himself, as Boyd pushes another one off. In a game we broadcasted was Boyd missing his first 11 3-pointers, was the most dramatic empty streak, shall we say. We can remember a couple makes, and the Dreamers don't go to overtime, don't lose to the Lioneers. Sim with an easy left hip.
Yeah, when he works hard and gets that deep, that's the easy part, is the only thing left. He can hook that shot in almost automatic.
Now Xiao beating everybody down the floor, makes the layup. The Lioneers have their biggest lead of the evening at 13.
And those last few points, or 2 out of the last 3 possessions, they get those open looks because of the good pass. And Jeff we'll silence the crowd here for a moment, but the Lioneers, good passes in transition make the difference between a shot going in and the shot not even being taken.
Now getting the screen from Bular, working left, 3-lane, and got it to go.
Yeah, the sea was parted right there. Just a big open lane. Did a good job finishing it with the left hand. No one had a chance catching up to him.
Now 7 Lioneers have scored. Chen himself with 5 points and add 1 more rebound. Facing a little bit of pressure, they get it out. The Lioneers tomorrow face the Braves, who will be an import short as Singletary will be suspended for the game. Elliott hits the 3 on the dribble. Now those percentages going up for the Lioneers, now 5 for 13. Boyd tries one, bouncing out. It looks like Walco will be called for the loose ball foul, flying in against Sim.
Yeah, that's what the Dreamers need, though. They're struggling on the road. They need to attack the offensive rebounds, as we see the great pass and finish here from the Lioneers. You know, the Dreamers need some of those energy points. They need to get stops. They need to score in transition. They need to attack the boards, get second chance points. Right now, their half-court set just not providing all the answers for them.
Yankovic will come in for the Dreamers, and so will Chen, number 0. Right now on the ball in the zone. Xiao Sui to Sim. Other side, Dream Power history. Tried to fire and forget there. Too strong. Outside, Derek's 3. Bad brick there. Try to get fancy. Elliott turns it over. Now a bad pass from Tianhao. 3-on-2. Elliott stops and pops, leaves it short.
The awkward shot, those 3-4 foot floaters can be tough. Probably would have been better going off 1 foot, trying to get up to that rim with the layup.
Kenny is trying to calm things down. Derek receiving the bump with a fadeaway, and it's out again. The Dreamers, right now in this quarter, only have 2 points.
And Derek with a big smile. He tried to create some space with that bump before the shot, and not much space was created.
Now tries another one. Bouncing out, and Xiao Sui almost got the rebound. He's going to be called for the foul. I'm going to see his energy up there, so maybe we need to get a little luckier.
Yeah, he definitely skied high and grabbed that ball first, and
well, the arm hook is what they see.
Yeah, Walco definitely came in a little bit, but he had his hand on the ball at the same time, so definitely a tough call. With slow motion, a little easier to see, and it's still hard to decide what that call could be, so, you know. Just 2 guys competing hard on the glass, 2 very good athletes, skying high for that rebound.
Only 2 team fouls so far as Nick Faust checks in the game. Also in the game is number 7, Tenli Juan Calvin, who we interviewed in the pregame. He hands it off. Kenny go in the middle, overshoots the pass to Yankovic. Now the Dreamers very loose with the basketball. Faust trying to post up. Back door. Looks like he'll fall out of bounds, with Kenny guarding him all the way.
Yeah, and they're trying to take advantage of Faust in that high-low position. He had Kenny on him, giving up some inches, but unable to execute.
Derek screens twice. Now Kenny hits the runner.
And he's a guy that could really get going for the Dreamers, has that scoring ability to have a big game, and slicing through the lane that time with a nice floater.
This time setting up the screen way further out. Oh. The Buller on the switch. And an early foul by Calvin. Might be a little mix-up on the defensive strategy there.
Yeah, I think Coach Kyle wanted him to try to get in front, don't make that pass easy, potentially. That could be one way to do it since he had that defender there behind him.
Now the favorite play of everybody is Lioneers off the baseline.
Yeah, when two bodies down under the basket, it means if your shooters move well enough and do a good pass, you get a three-point shot.
There's Junghao, leaves it out, and Faust bounces it to the Dreamers. And in transition, Yankovic able to follow it up. So a little bit of a run for the Dreamers, making it a 12-point deficit. Junghao gives it up to Tianhao. Those guys former rivals in rival schools at the college level. Now he drops it on the dribble. Not his strong suit. Chen lane, too strong with the bounce, and only Dreamers in the area as Faust and Bular not in the picture till now. Yankovic going to be called for the traveling.
And this is where you have to be careful if you're the Lioneers. You've worked hard for this double-digit lead, and right now the Dreamers are struggling a little bit. We see the travel call here, picked up that pivot foot. But eventually these Dreamers have that offensive ability. So Lioneers really got to be careful taking care of the ball. They want to get good quality shots every time down, whether fast break or half court.
Oscar, fresh in the game, knocks down his first three. Chen puts one up and out. Now with Oscar and Tianhao, sophomore guards. Lioneers getting ready to break things open. Calvin trying to maneuver around Sim. Oscar with the mid-range. Too strong, and I think he'll be a loose ball foul on Yankovic. Good double check on this one. No, it's on Chen as we see Oscar utilizing the strategy the Lioneers have been going to a lot more in their winning streak is Bular pick and roll.
Yeah, and when you can knock down those shots, he sets a good wide screen for them. And a lot of times these defensive teams are going underneath the screens, opening it up in the lane.
Tianhao saves the turnover. Nick Faust with his deep three. Breaks that one off the other side. Yankovic stumbling, bumbling. Chen missing the three. Youngster had a great game in their first weekend, but hasn't shown that since as Nick Faust loses it out of bounds. I find a little bit of rhythm for both teams in this middle stretch. Get some talcum powder on those hands.
That ball might have hit the cameraman.
Now Oscar given the flopping warning. Well, I guess unofficially he's ticking all the boxes in terms of what referees can issue warnings to without actually issuing a foul, which does show up on the stat sheet. Under 4.5. Yankovic driving on Wesley. There's going to be a foul. He's going to go to the line.
And good job by Yankovic to realize, okay, the primary rim defender, Bular, is out. And he puts that ball on the floor, gets straight to the rim. Almost gets the and one there, but will go to the stripe for two.
Bouncing the first one out. Coming into today, he's only 3 of 6 from the line. Though he's been proving to be a threat from outside, 10 of 18 from three-point land. But 0 for 2 trip. How do you interpret that, Kirk? Because more modern basketball says better free throw shooters just naturally are better three-point shooters, but sometimes that's not the case.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that set shot is different than when you're catching it in rhythm. You know, I've had teammates before where, you know, in practice they shot free throws so much different. They just catch it and shoot it like they're in a game, and then you get that rhythm changes when you get to the free throw line. And you know, free throws are so mental. Sometimes you just get in a mental stretch where you just struggle from the free throw line.
Boyd at the high post, getting into Chen. Runs into the Lioneers, who kind of sleeping on that play.
That's a good cut there. Ball's in the middle, and instead of standing out on the three-point lane, if you cut through, you're gonna find an opening and draws the foul right away.
Now 14 fouls by the Lioneers. On one hand, they're working a lot harder running the full length of the floor, but on the other hand, kind of resting their legs a little bit on defense. And when you're slow, you got to resort to your hands, and that's a lot of their fouls are coming from. Shout swinging to Faust. They try to bring up the timeline. A Wesley screen with a lane. Try to spin it around. No good, and here come the Dreamers. Chen with the layup missed by Wesley's interruption. Now Nick Faust kind of turnover happy. Toss that one up as Boyd gets fouled on his way to the hoop.
Yeah, and Faust really struggling today, just struggling to find that rhythm after a quick start. He's had multiple turnovers and struggled from the outside shooting, and just needs to go back to keep it simple, you know, keep attacking, keep doing the things he's doing, but just try to do it a little simpler.
So they'll go to the bench. Sim Bular and Yunhao out after a quick break. Right now in this game, free throws favoring the Dreamers. Who've taken 16 of them, only hit 10. Boyd at the line. After that miss, 2 for 5. Getting the bounce on the second one. Dreamers. And defense as Oscar given room. Fires again from 3 off to the right. Other Lioneers working hard on the boards, but this is where they're vulnerable in transition. Now they're back. Kenny working back and forth. Oscar pokes it out of bounds. He wants to review. Looks like Greg is gonna respond and choose to honor Oscar's take on that play. So another stoppage in the action. Let's see how it goes. So during this stretch, Oscar's improved his overall season stats to now 40 minutes played, 24 points, as we mentioned.
And these are just the little things, you know, even if they don't overturn this call, his quickness on defense and youth and energy can be a big, you know, thing for the Lioneers defense. Just, he starts with him, you know, your point guard, your first line of attack defensively. When he is aggressive, everyone else is going to follow. He doesn't win that challenge, though.
Both teams, no more challenges for the second half. So they,
wow, it's close though. Kenny almost looked like he brushed it, but not quite. No evidence there that he did.
Kenny to inbound. Lioneers in zone. Chen with a deep three, bouncing out. Oh, he's 0 for 2 as they missed him on this break. Nobody there, and a turnover by the Lioneers.
If someone was there, they would have been open there, though, Ryan.
Well, isn't that the case all the time? So 11 turnovers to 7. Kind of a sloppy start. Boyd given room, blocked from behind by Sim. 6 turnovers by the Lioneers in this quarter. While Boyd is, in some sense, kind of giving it up for the Dreamers. Kenny down low, able to get the bounce.
Yeah, they're hanging around. 11-point game. And chance even to get this thing under double digits going into halftime would be huge for the Dreamers.
In possession, he passes it out. Salje from the right side, got it.
Just smooth looking jumper for Salje today. And you know, so much attention goes down to guarding the post. When the Lioneers are patient and swing the ball, they've gotten a good look more than not.
Yankovic gets the bounce. Now he's got 10 points. Might have a delay of the game warning for the Dreamers. That one very serious. That rolled all the way to half court. So Salje, 10 points. Yankovic, 10 points. 2 guys on a sim as Ringhal. Trying to find it, hesitates, now fires away, splashes that one down.
That was a set shot, but he had all day. And when you double team, that means someone's open. Last 2 chances, the Lioneers making great decisions to get those open shots.
Deflected pass, Calvin leaves one out, and Boyd able to finish at the rim. They're gonna call a foul as well.
Yeah, not a lot of size down there for the Lioneers besides Bullar, and Boyd making the most of it.
Ringhal changing up his shooting mechanics, at least calming things down a lot more than earlier in the season. Actually made his first 3 career starts in this winning streak. This is his 4th, and right now playing really well. His best stretch as a pro.
Yeah,
Cal Sweeney will go to the bench.
He has, though, gotten more comfortable each and every game, I feel like, with the Lioneers. It helps when your teammates have trust in you, and he's hit some crucial and clutch shots in some of their important wins earlier in the season, and that's continued to go.
Missed assignment, and Salje scores at the basket. You can see that from a mile away. Calvin wanted to jump out on the ball as the last man back. Yankovic in the middle. Boyd, who fires from 3. Halfway down and out. Yankovic, look what I found. Kenny will try, leaves it way short. More offensive rebounds for the Dreamers. Clock is reset. Calvin floats it in.
And one of Calvin's strengths, I feel like he's got that soft little left-hand touch floater, and puts it down.
The Lioneers, we're grabbing more than 75% of their defensive rebounds. Opponents' misses, though. Struggling in this second quarter. Oscar, time running out, loses it. Kenny with a chance, pumps and then fires. That's a bad miss. But a good defensive possession to finish things as the Dreamers try to hang in there, already down by 12 as we head to halftime. Thanks for watching this Plus League broadcast. We'll go to break, start our halftime analysis after this.
9分是你最高的一个记录，对不对？你说一下球团给你什么样的目标，或是你自己做了什么调整，可以这样子称霸起飞？
没有，因为上半季也沉寂了很久嘛，然后因为下半季就是希望自己能跳出来帮助球队，然后也帮助队友们赢球。
好，来生日快乐，说一下你的生日愿望，说一下。
希望我们今年能拿冠军。
耶，总冠军！谢谢陈爸。我们一起帮陈爸说生日快乐，1、2、3，生日快乐！好，那当然，今天呢，陈爸的生日，我们 17 Live 呢有54000的奖金，直接要送给大家，请大家现在扫 QR code 来听你告诉大家怎么做才能得到54000呢？
来，我们下载我们的 QR code， 然后搜寻世军点点名，然后进来之后，
我们只要储值33元就会有6票的机会哦。对，现在呢，圆圆拜托大家，你往上面看，如果你还不是我们17Live 的宝宝们的话，你赶快帮我们扫。然后呢，我们今天储值，我们今天54000元，待会加上志燕哥的关键字呢，就会直接在场中送给大家。好，那待会呢，我们还会有9宫格的活动，让大家赶快来预测一下。你要帮我们猜呢，我们会有几条线，然后呢，我们还有加上关键字就可以获得啦。好，54000元，对不对？留言就可以了，留言就可以了。好，那我们志燕哥那边已经准备好了，我们要去寻找我们的志燕哥，我们的9宫格，你来帮我们预测一下是几条线。志燕哥想请问一下，我们的关键字今天是什么呢？
今天的关键字很简单，各位想要获得呢由 17Live 呢所提供的54000元奖金，现在呢马上帮我刷留言，我爱17送奖金，赶快刷起来。等一下，我先忙。
你先对不对？你先忙好，你帮我们留，我来帮你看，好不好？
打字啊。
对，你要打字。
我也要54000元啊！
哎，5万是很多，好不好？我们月薪哎。好，那我们等一下9宫格比赛呢，就要交给志燕哥还有我们球迷朋友，请大家赶快下载 17Live。
好，那我们欢迎呢第一位参赛的朋友，30秒的时间，你选5个点投篮，连线最多的或5球全进的就有大奖。来，第一球。好，在场上会紧张啊。好，2号，你2号投进了，所以你应该投几号？对，5号。哎，再来1球。好，中了1个点，啊，后面笑得蛮开心的。好，来，第2位玩家朋友，任选5个点哦。来，预备。1, 2, ready, go。哦，聪明哦，先选5号。接着3号，再来7号就连线哦。再来，进1条线，再给他1球。你选6号嘛，好不好？
Welcome inside Hsinchu County Stadium, where the Lioneers have their last home weekend of the +LEAGUE second season. On screen is our Mandarin broadcast colleagues. On the left, Aaron Yang Zhenlei. On the right, 田永奎球迷朋友，谢谢你收看我们英文的转播、中文的转播，按中文的转播连接，记得 +LEAGUE 比赛都要按赞。There's the combined team statistics. As the Lioneers have taken a 12-point lead, they shoot the ball better from 3-point range. The only thing that's kind of sticking out to me, Kirk, is their turnovers. Already 12 in the first half. 6 of those belong to Nick Faust.
Yeah, Faust is one of those guys that he's fun to watch normally in that transition game. He can get above the rim, but so far decision making and just the ball slipping out of his hand, yeah, he hasn't had his best night, but overall you got to credit the Lioneers. Their shooting from inside the paint, of course, is always there, but today they're knocking down shots from beyond the arc too, and they're extra dangerous when they can have that going.
Good news for the Dreamers is, according to the league stats, the Lioneers have only scored 3 points off those turnovers. Meanwhile, for the Dreamers, working in their favor, they've grabbed 7 offensive rebounds and scored 8 second chance points. Doing all they can to hang in there, but it's not been a smooth offensive game for the guys in green and blue black.
No, it hasn't. And the Lioneers have done a good job adding some pressure. They've mixed in some man and some zone. And so they're not letting these Dreamer shooters get comfortable. They're pushing them off the 3-point line and they're protecting the rim. And, you know, the Dreamers, though, if they can start making some shots and shoot a better percentage, which they're capable of, they know they can be right back in this game in no time. So you just got to stay positive and hope for a better shooting second half.
Well, I'd say they might be forcing the issue in some places. They have taken 19 free throws in the first half, converting on 12 of them. If they can continue that, that's obviously an easy way to stay in, but sure that the Lioneers are going to make their adjustments as well, because they sometimes play with full effort 94 feet, but sometimes they like to stick to their half-court game, and at least as a Lioneer now, you like to have that flexibility to choose between the two.
Oh, most definitely. It's great to have options and not to be a team that's just looking to score in one way. And you know, the Lioneers have done it on, you know, better in both ways so far in the first half. So The Dreamers, though, even like last time, they got to the free throw line 32 times against this Lioneers team. So if they can keep attacking, you know, get some guys in foul trouble, this game can turn around quick. And the Lioneers shooting, if it goes cold, then I'd expect this thing to go down to the wire. But it'll be a shooting second half for sure.
We'll go to a break. The next segment after this.
每个人都。
好，记住我们拍完照之后呢，我们马上你到底预测几条线？还有呢，我们刚才志燕哥说的，我爱17高奖金要送给大家54000，这应该呢是史上哦，一条啦。好，我们等一下就会选出刚刚有刷的。
好，来各位玩家看一下呢，我们摄影机哦，来，哦，恭喜！也谢谢呢这些呢资深玩家呢对我们天堂面这个游戏呢大力的支持。
好，我们现在赶快刷1条，然后刷我爱17送奖金。
好，我爱17送奖金，把留言刷起来。
耶！志燕哥，你赶快刷，我们欢迎你回归，有没有？然后呢，赶快刷起来。我爱17
好，注意，我爱17送奖金1条。 1条，因为刚连线只有1条，好不好？赶快把这个留言刷起来。
好，你要写在1条，写在前面、后面都可以啊。现在赶快手机，我们志燕哥也要刷了，你快点刷。我们这是给你回归。
你很坏耶！我刚刚已经刷了。
哦，在哪里？
我爱17送奖金，你现在又加了一个1条，害我要重打了。
没有，我们要重打了，我们庆祝你回归。
你很坏，我本来有个抽到54000，分你4000的啊。
庆祝你回归54000给大家。然后我们等一下马上就要截图喽，好不好？然后重点是我们待会还有我们17娃娃，还有我们手提包都要送给大家。
大家都刷起来了吗？刷起来了吗？那我个人不喜欢得罪人，演员你还讲5、4、3、2、1就截图。
好，我来做坏人，没有问题，好不好？好，那我等一下呢，我要倒数5秒，要来截图喽。那一位，我们等一下请我们志燕哥，帅气志燕哥帮忙来公布。你在现场，赶快冲下来哦！我要准备截图了，5、4、3、2、1，5万4在哪里？好。
先跟大家报告一下呢，认人。 这个线上的朋友，
对，
可能比较不好意思。
I'm sorry。
我们是否在现场的朋友？
天哪，好恐怖哦，在现场啊！因为上次有一次我们是9万元的车，还有6万元奖金，5万4，现在是谁？喊到名字。哦，
这个是新人。
我天哪！
新手的，应该是今天才下载的。
对。
WEING CHLING 的。 有没有在活动现场？
一定要在，真假的你本人，不要骗人，就是你
，54000元，
很夸张夸张。我们要确认一下我们17的 ID， 也跟大家说一下，除了我们今天54000。
Thanks for joining our broadcast. Be sure to leave a like on the stream. And one last note about team performances. Right now, Lioneers hit 8 3-pointers, Dreamers hit 4 3-pointers, and 16 points is a huge reason for that deficit. Stefan Yankovic leads the team in scoring with 10 points, followed by Kenny's 9, Boyd's 8, Jeff's 5, and Walko's 4. Now the Dreamers are challenging the Lioneers inside against them with mixed results. Sometimes they get fouls, sometimes they get scores, but other times 7'5" is still a big challenge.
Most definitely it is, and especially when he gets hustles down the court. You know, there's times where you can beat him down the court, and you know those opportunities are rare, but much easier to score at the rim. But they need to keep looking for those opportunities, whether he's there or not.
For the Lioneers, Guosao leads the team with 12 points, followed by Oscar's 11. Bullard has 7 in the third spot. So Guosao continuing his good play, has made a game-high 3 of 4 3-pointers, showing a lot more confidence, a lot more familiarity in the system, kind of playing the role that he really intended for, which is a 3-and-D guy.
Yeah, Jay has great athleticism. We all know that. He's been active on the boards even when he hasn't grabbed them. You know, he's putting pressure on the offensive rebounds. He's a good defender, so when he's knocking down those shots, then, you know, he's one of the toughest guys in the league.
On screen previously was his son, we'll go to break off of that. Thanks for watching. Back after this.
有一个包包要来送给大家。好，我们现在呢就要来选出今天我们投出票最多的人。这个包包来，P.LEAGUE给大家看一下，这个包包直接现场送给你哦。好，大家准备好了没有？因为我们今天有说呢，我们在现场你可以用33元来抢我们的礼物。来，P.LEAGUE你说怎么来抢？ 好，很简单，进入到我们 17Live 的页面，然后呢，可以怎么样来充值呢？
然后进入我们17Live，然后进去，只要按右下角有一个礼物，然后点进去，然后按购买33块就有6票的机会哦。
好，我们33元是6票，然后呢，大家就可以来投。我们现在马上呢就要来选出最高的那一位，然后待会在我们的线下呢，我们还会有其他礼物送给大家。最重要的是，我们明天呢同样会有比分是几分，然后就会加1000块，后面加3个0上去了。所以大家现在马上3分钟，我们就要进入到中场比赛了，大家赶快拿起来，尽量投哦。那不然这样子好了啦，我们就再给大家10秒钟的时间来投票。 在1分钟是吗？好，我相信呢，今天是一个非常激烈的比赛。我觉得每个球员呢，就把它当总冠军赛在打一样。好，最后1分钟的时间，演员，请大家来投票，投起来，投起来。这位哥也在投吗？谢谢你，加油！好了，我们等一下呢，就准备要来倒数了。包括我们等一下在线下，我们也会把很多的礼物，包括球员的拍立得。今天是陈爸嘛，我会送陈爸拍立得。然后呢，还会有我们的瑞迪演员身上穿的瑞迪的笔记本。好，我们现在准备要来告诉大家，来公布我们可以得到这一个呢，我们17Live 跟我们新竹街口工程师呢一起合作的限量包包，超美的。好啦，我们来看看到底是谁呢？我来倒数5秒好了，让你们在最后倒数5秒钟。好的，好 ，Are you ready？ 倒数5、4、3、2、1。好，我们要选出这一位天选之子了。来看第一个是谁？马上进入我们下半场的比赛了，我们希望把这位幸运儿选出来。JUZAAULY，JUZAAULY， 恭喜你是本阶段的第1名，有在现场吗？如果有的话，待会来找我们好吗？那第二个，我们待会会到我们的场外继续来进行比赛。好，我们是狮子军点名17Live狮子军点名，我是圆圆，明天同样会有高额奖金送给大家，请大家下载我们17Live。
好，那也跟现场的球迷朋友呢说声抱歉，也跟大家报告一下哦。那刚刚呢，跟这个场馆
With the weather coming in and warming up, be sure to get your P.LEAGUE tanks while still in stock. Head to P.LEAGUEofficial.com/shop. It's a rather warm day here in Taiwan. If the camera goes over our Mandarin broadcast crew, they actually have their coats off for the duration of the gameplay.
Yep, we had soccer games today at my high school, and it was definitely heating up. And a lot of rain though last week, so it's fun to be outside and move around. Even if it's a little hotter, it's nice to see people out in parks, enjoying sports, activities, and come to the basketball game.
Now after today, interestingly enough, the Lioneers and Dreamers' last individual home game of the season happened to be playing each other both on Friday night. It's kind of a funny schedule quirk. Now the Dreamers had their 5-game home winning streak stopped by the Kings in that last loss. Otherwise, they would have swept consecutive weekends in a row. But like we mentioned, now have a road-heavy schedule to finish things off. They'll start the second half with the basketball.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Walco be a little bit more aggressive here. You know, he's one of those guys who's had some big three-point shooting games, but also has that body and strength to drive to the basket. So harder, of course, when you're facing a team like the Lioneers with Bullard there in the middle protecting the basket, but still expect Walco to be a little bit more aggressive than he was in the first half.
So Nostalgia bounces that one out of bounds. The starting set for both teams. Now matched up on hand. Yankovic, give and go. Right-handed float shot, gets the bounce.
Just like that, 10-point game. Yankovic, Walko, good give and go play, and keeping it simple.
Now Boyd and Yankovic involved in this pick and roll. Zip. Gonna get Boyd on the swing through.
Normally a play reserved more from the guards out there, but Bular showing us he can use that move too.
Got hand on the hip and swing through. Kick it over to Faust. His deep three bouncing short.
Feels like he's rushing that shot just a little bit. He had some more time to get set.
Kenny missing the runner, and there's Sim in the middle for the rebound. That's a smart move by Ruhal. You drive partway through, but you gotta have an out. Oxford misses the follow-up. Walko open on the left side, his three. Too strong, and Yankovic trying to bounce it off Nostalgia, but instead just out of bounds.
Not a bad shot though from Walko in transition. His teammates want him to have the confidence to shoot that shot. So does Coach Kyle.
Oscar starting from the logo.
Dreamers in his zone.
Nick Faust, foot on the sideline, will be out of bounds.
Another turnover added to Nick Faust, having a rough night, but still time to turn it around for him, and he's happy his team has this lead. He just has to go back to making it simple.
Jeff on the catch. Fire from the mid-range, too strong. Right now, he's got 5 points on the afternoon. So I kind of expect him to be a little bit more aggressive as well. There he is with the steal, and Bular with an unsportsmanlike foul, they say. Though it's not impossible that the referees go to the monitor.
Yeah, they still have a challenge to use. They've lost one already, but be Bular's third foul either way.
Also critically, Bular is in danger of getting a similar suspension from the league based on accumulation of specialty fouls. The referees kind of being reasonable by going to the monitor, making sure things, because if he does go after the basketball, he is legally.
Yeah, it seemed like he knocked it out of the hands, and he did have teammates in front of him, and so he knew that. He just knew he wasn't going to be able to catch up. So, but did seem like he went for the ball. We'll see.
Going to be in a crucial call for sure. Plenty of stoppage in the action, and it's just going to be a common foul. As Sim Bular kind of laughs it off a little bit with the referee. And look at this. He does get the basketball, but he does get the shoulder, so seems all fair.
Yeah, he knew it wasn't going to be a clean strip, but he did get the hand on the ball, was going for the ball, made that clear. Smart play at the end of the day to stop a 3-on-2 break.
Now Walko retreats it out. In a scramble, Jeff hits from 3.
Big shot. It's what the Dreamers need. They just need some consistency from outside. They've been able to get those looks all game long. Just need guys to step up and keep knocking them down. Leads down to 7, which was 116.
Now Kenny on Faust. Forces the pass, Nostalgia from the left corner. Bouncing it out. Here comes a long rebound. It's going to be not quite a Dreamers run out. There's Oscar with the steal. Up ahead to Faust, to Oscar. In the middle of a scramble, forcing the Dreamers to foul. That's Jeff. Kind of working on that shoulder.
Oscar pumped up not only for going to the free throw line, but creating a great steal and getting his team this extra possession.
Saw Jeff kind of working on that right shoulder. And kind of got tied up with Oscar there on the block attempt.
Yeah, Oscar is a smart player. He might have brought that hand into him just a little bit to help secure that foul call.
He's got 11 points, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Splits that free throw trip. Now 2 team fouls on the Dreamers, one by the Lioneers. Yankovic. Boyd, he fires from 3, too strong. And now a loose ball foul on Boyd. Again, having his struggles here in Hsinchu County Stadium.
2 quick fouls this half by Boyd. And he's a guy that will definitely take those outside 3-point shots as well. They just haven't been falling for him here tonight.
Choosing between Julian Boyd, 3 other imports. Sticking with Boyd as he forces the miss. He's a 25% 3-point shooter. As Jeff leaves it short at the rim. Numbers for the Lioneers. Faust. Oscar to Salcia. Going to the basket. Fouled by Walco. No basket. Another trick for the Lioneers.
See if Sanjay is in pain or is he just wishing that he would have put that and one basket in. I think this was a good opportunity. Got the bump, still had a decent look at the backboard, but a great move by him. And when he's made 3 3-point shots already, that's what makes driving to the basket that time so much easier because the defense is respecting his outside shot so much right now.
Nostalgia. Having the reverse 2 and 3 splits, see that more and more common in Plus League basketball, especially a 45%. Oh, excuse me, a 26% 3-point shooter, 45% 2-point. That's actually standard. I was looking at his field goal percentage, which is 33%. Not quite. Anyways, makes the first at the line. And the second, stretching back to a double-digit lead. Derek fresh in the game. He occupies the middle. So Jeff with a second one.
Starting to heat up, and the Dreamers just following that textbook. You get the ball into the middle of the zone, and that zone is going to collapse. And all you got to do is look cross court, look to the corners. You'll find that open 3-point shot. And Jeff that time is the one knocking it down.
Wow, trying to go at Kenny with muscle. No success there as Derek dives on the loose ball. Kenny Chen is an expert at guarding imports. He's certainly gotten his share out of the likes of Chris McCullough, DeAndre Liggins, and now an offensive foul though. Looks like it's on Derek.
I like to see this replay. Ball's knocked out. And yeah, Derek was a bit of a swipe there. I mean, it's a natural running motion to have that opposite hand go up when you run, but you can't do that and stop somebody else from going after the loose ball.
So in some ways, he probably should be more relieved that the referees don't give him a U1 for that, which they have not. Previously saw Jeff maneuver past Chen. That was only called a common foul. Losing the basketball, Faust did the foul, say out of bounds.
Yeah, Faust, I don't know if you can blame that one all on him, but definitely a ball he would normally catch from Sanjay, and Faust just not having his best day for sure.
Lioneers average 18 turnovers on the season, already have 16. Derek going at Sinvolar, overshoots it. Jankovic can only play dodgeball on the out of bounds. Derek, not the typical guy you would expect to be a one-on-one candidate against him. Doug will come in for Walco. Now a deep shot by Jeff, bouncing it out. Then got to readjust the socks. As the Lioneers turn it over again. Now Yankovic going to the basket, taking a hard foul. They're going to call it. whistling.
Sure did seem like Sim was ready to go straight up. He tried to make a point of that. Official behind him, the one calling it. His arm's a little bit extended forward, but it didn't seem like his jump was forward. But maybe the arm's not completely straight up. Either way, we'll hope everybody's okay. That's a hard fall.
Based on the timing of their jumps, also a bang-bang play as well.
I mean, his feet were set. You know, he was there in position.
This right now more of a injury and wipe the floor timeout, and the score tables will kind of give everybody a break. Dreamers on a little bit of a run. Have this within 7. Be back after this. We should probably mention that those two guys are good friends.
Okay. Yeah, saw a little hug after.
不是挥手啊，做天堂 M 的姿势，来跟着天堂 M 一起。很好，记得有被触到的朋友，等一下呢都可以到服务台领取纪念品。Wendy， 站起来。好，来欢迎哦。M 要做一个天堂 M 的姿势。
After the first break of the second half, the Dreamers now got a chance to bring it to within 5 with Stefan Yankovic's free throws. We should mention that he and Sim, and also include Anthony Bennett in the Plus League, are, they say, childhood friends coming out of Canada. And Sim shared the story about how his parents supported the team, supported them going over down to the States to play a lot of pickup ball, to play a lot of organized basketball all over North America. So really interesting that how they all end up here in Taiwan to play the leagues out here.
Yeah, I doubt it's a coincidence. You know, it's when you have somebody that's familiar going to a new place, you know, across the ocean. Relationships definitely play a big part for imports or for even the local players choosing teams or trusting coaches. So it's cool to see those guys, you know, still caring about their relationship from when they were young. And I'm sure those are fond memories, and they're continuing to make new fun memories here in Taiwan in the P.LEAGUE.
We saw similarly, Sim Bular had a challenge at the rim with, I recall it was Devin Robinson who also took a hard fall. That was on the other end of the court.
Yeah, it's not just his height, but you know, his strength. He's not going to give much ground when you bump into him. So if you're up in the air, then you're going to have a hard chance of landing back on your feet after bumping into Sim Bular.
Two made free throws. Now the Lioneers trying to extend on a 5-point lead. Here calls. Wow. With a lane. Trying to pop it up there for Sim. Saved by a teammate. Can he get it off in time? Oh, wow. Looks like they'll go to review it. Or not. It's called a 24-second shot clock violation.
Yeah, that pass just got over the fingertips, but definitely a great call by the officials. That was at double zeros and still in his hands. Inches from the rim, but in his hands.
Peering over Coach Greger's shoulder is Mike Brozowitz, the third import for the Lioneers. Yankovic tried to get it to Derek, and Elliott with an acrobatic steal. Back in on the action as Fout trying to go at Kenny. Tough mid-range off the side of the backboard.
Just not a simple shot. Nothing easy about that shot turning around, and for a guy who hasn't, you know, seen the ball go through the hole much, I like to keep saying, Faust, just go to the rim, get an easy one, or let your teammates create some space for you so you can just catch and shoot.
Kenny getting all the way and causing a Lioneers foul. 3 on the team in the quarter. Mentioned before, Kenny has been the best player for the Dreamers, both from an emotional and leadership standpoint, also his production on the court. And then his good friend Randy Walco comes in and scores 35 against the Pilot.
Yeah, that was big. If someone's due and someone can really complete this comeback for the Dreamers, though, I think you're waiting on Doug Creighton to hit some outside shots. They're in this zone. He's been quiet so far today, but he has that ability to stretch the floor and knock down a couple quick threes and give the Dreamers this lead.
He's a 33% three-point shooter on the season. Coming over after a long career in the SPL. Drew Hall from the corner, 1 for 5. Make that 1 for 6.
Now the Lioneers starting to go cold from both outside and inside.
Now Doug, there he is, leaving the short. Lioneers currently stuck on 3 points in the quarter. Dreamers with 11. There it is on screen. 2 on Sin, throws it to Walk, throws it to Kenny, excuse me. Riding, shell swinging all the way. Gonna get the foul.
Looks like it will be on the floor, but still, this momentum has changed and the Dreamers got their foot on the gas pedal. They are taking advantage of every possession and getting some good looks.
Oscar will come off for King Hall. Try to get a little bit more point guard oriented guy on there. As Doug buries the deep 3.
And just a 1-point game. See if Tianhao, Elliott, Bullar, these guys can figure it out. The Lioneers have lost their momentum.
We'll go to a break. Thanks for watching the Plus League. Back after this. In 7 minutes.
调查，那现场填写的朋友就给你们参与抽奖。那也请和现场的朋友一同来参与，赶快把手机拿出来，扫描一下呢我们大荧幕的 QR code， 帮我们做一份问卷调查。那只要呢填写的朋友就可以来参加了我们抽奖活动哦。
A struggle coming out of halftime for the Hsinchu Lioneers, who I don't know if they'd like us letting everybody know they have more turnovers than field goals in this quarter. And something a little concerning, but not irreparable, is all these minutes are coming with Sim Bullar and a lot of them with Nick Faust on the floor. So you're not getting him rest and you're losing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, got to give credit to the Dreamers. Their defense intensity has picked up. Their traps are coming a little bit harder and quicker. They're making shots on the other end, so the Lioneers aren't able to get in their transition game. But some of that is just the Lioneers continued with some turnovers to start the second half. They're not knocking down shots like they did in the first half, where they hit 8 threes. So if that's a trend going the rest of the way, then the Dreamers will do more than just catch up. They'll pull away in this game.
Dreamers with a little bit of a pressure as Derek needs to take care of some forearm bleeding. Elliott working with Sim. Finally get it to him. No, Boyd pokes it out of bounds. So the Dreamers just being fundamentally sound there.
Yeah, Bullar had the steal. The pass, if this had been lofted up above, then Bullar might have been able to come away with it, although there was defense coming from the weak side.
Yeah, with room, floats it backwards to Bullar. Got to make something out of nothing. And it's another shot clock violation. Well, while it's understandable that Sim is feeling a lot of those bumps underneath, Tianhao's throwing it backwards, away from the rim and not towards the rim where Sim would have an advantage.
Yeah, you definitely want to have that lead pass momentum going towards the basket. Some adjustments that they can still make, small adjustments that go a long way.
Yankovic in and out with his three. Boyd blocked by Sim. They get it back. There's Doug with his three. That's going to bounce out. Out of a break. See if the Lioneers can execute this time down as Jeff commits the bad foul in the front court. He's got 3 personal fouls. The Lioneers yet to make a field goal, but they won't mind getting these points at the line.
Yeah, not the foul you want when your defense has not allowed a field goal yet. You don't want to foul, 45, 50 feet from the basket.
Hall makes the first. So far on the afternoon, that makes it 7 points. Doug driving, throwing it to Tianhao. Xiaoshui trying to behind the back, spins and get the finish. First basket for the Lioneers.
And that's what happens. That's what works well in the first half for the Lioneers. When they got stops or steals, they look to run, and that's their first field goal of the second half, after 8 minutes of play. But definitely still, with this 5-point lead, they're doing just fine. Sort of feel like the crowd just had a sigh of relief after that first basket.
Boyd jumps over and flips it back in. I noticed that the Dreamers were expanding their one-on-one defense, and it worked there. Kenny, open to her lane, lays it in. Back down to a 3-point lead. Answers ahead, the Lioneers signaling for a more common set play with Sim moving toward the middle. They don't get it to him yet, so Elliott. Recall. Trying to spin baseline, forces it up. Sim fouled at the basket.
That was determination in his eyes that time. He saw that ball go off the rim, and he knew he was going to have that possession close, as we see the great replay here.
Spin move is in vogue now in the Plus League. Everybody's using it as Yankovic commit his 3rd personal foul.
That time you saw that determination in Boular's face, just like the posters, the Lions roaring. You sort of felt like he had a lot of built-up anxiety in him. He just wanted to let it out.
Good with his first free throw. Leading the league in scoring and rebound. 25 and 21.
Big numbers. He only had 18 points last time these two teams faced, so not making it easy for him tonight, but he is being efficient.
Yankovic misses a close one. Now the Lioneers with the momentum. Meanwhile pulls it back. Oscar over to Tianhao to Sim, trying to go middle. Hands all over the basketball, and Chen. Yankovic, his dunk is a miss, to the delight of Lioneers fans, as Xiaoshui able to finish at the hoop.
That will be a big 4-point swing right there. Had an opportunity to get the lead back down to 2. Missed dunk, layup on the other end. Crowd's back on their feet.
Timeout by the Dreamers, 2:08 left. So now on the game, Xiaoshui has 9 points. As Yankovic now starting to show that fatigue. On the game, he's 4 for 10. Meanwhile, Julian Boyd was only 2 for 14. And earlier in the season, while Brendan Gilbeck was still essentially developing his game and getting conditioned. Coach Kyle Julius was mentioning how they do need to get a certain output from the import players. Right now in this game, they're combining for 22 points.
Yeah, it's not the best shooting night for their two imports, but they do have to be happy with those numbers. They're still only down 6 points. You know, still 14 minutes to play. There's opportunities for them to make shots and still come away with a win here today and get their losing streak on the road, you know, back going in the right direction.
That's how quick basketball can change. The fortunes of this game can change. We were talking about Dreamers plus 11 on the quarter, now down to plus 6, and now down 6 on the scoreboard as they finally get Doway back in, who's trying to manage that little cut on his arm. Kind of interesting. He had that tape as the Dreamers were warming up during the pregame, so something pretty major over there in terms of a laceration.
Yeah, it's amazing what some of these guys play through. You know, they tweak ankles, they play through it, they got back spasms, they got cuts, but a lot of heart and desire and determination to be out there on that court each and every day throughout the season.
Over to Boyd, given space, choosing to close it. Now called for traveling.
Yeah, just the big X factor right there of why the Dreamers have had trouble getting points in the paint today. Bullard just standing his ground. And even though Boyd is one of the strongest guys in the Plus League, just can't get it done.
100 seconds left in the third quarter. It's Tianhao to Oscar. Bodied by Chen, missing the mid-range. From the Dreamers in transition. Walko off the glass and out. Chen on his way down, misses the putback. DJ trying to go with a little bit more circus music, but maybe not speaking to the quality of the game right now. Oscar floats it short. The ricochet rebound eventually picked up by Kenny. Boyd left, off the glass, and Boyd slams it in. Well, there's a way to get some points.
Yeah, it doesn't get much easier than that if you can get 11 feet in the air.
Oh, see, that's the problem, I see. He now has 10 points and 7 rebounds. Sim. As the foul is called on Doway, holding with 2 hands. Can't do that.
Yeah, it's hard. Hard play. We see the replay here of Boyd's nice one-handed putback. And on the screen here, Derek trying to not allow Bullard to cut to the rim, and Bullard had to make sure and initiate some contact there to get that foul call, and he did a good job.
Doway working really hard on the perimeter against Sim, who's so far 8 points and 18 rebounds. Won't get to double digits yet. That miss. On the game, 2 for 5. Makes the second. On the season, he averages 10 free throws per game.
Yeah, it's almost as much as some teams, but not the best free throw shooter as we see the other end. Dreamers starting to heat up.
Chen knocking in his first shot of the game. Now at 4 points with the free throw in the first half. So Tianhao directing traffic as the Lioneers 4-second shot clock, game clock difference. Tianhao going middle, getting the foul as he wipes out on the floor.
Had to work really hard to get it, but good take. Still, that will leave a good amount of time, though, for the Dreamers to get one last shot off. Maybe did a good job of selling that one. Wasn't too much contact on the play.
Now 4 personal on Julian Boyd, who, funny enough, in the Dreamers home weekend, was asking his bench for the towel so often that he ran on the floor with it one time and got a delay of game warning by the referees.
That's right, I was there for that. He goes through a lot. There's a lot of sweat coming out of his body throughout the game, and making sure he has traction in those hands. He'll do whatever it takes, even if he has to take the towel out on the court. But he probably won't do that again.
Certainly not when he's on the road, you would think. Anyways, some offensive and defensive subs as Sim gets an extra breather. 10 seconds left. Hall missing the free throw.
This will be interesting, too, to start the fourth quarter. You go with Faust. He's been struggling, but he's had a lot of rest on the bench. And only one import at the time in the fourth quarter. We'll see what happens.
He forces the long rebound. Hall guarding Walco. Jarman there, still time Kenny. They got that one blocked. So the Lioneers, leading by 2, will head to the fourth quarter. Check out the latest Plus League MVP ladder on the Plus League LinkedIn account as written by our colleague Quan Ali. Also the import of the year, also a ladder that comes out on that publication. Right now heading into the final frame, only one import allowed on the floor for each team. Lioneers gonna start with Sim and the Dreamers gonna start with Julian Boyd. That third quarter, the Lioneers only score 11. The Dreamers able to make up 10 points.
Yeah, it was cold. We'll see if this set right here can get Bular a good look. And
Walko early push foul.
And you got to give the Dreamers credit, though. I mean, Bular is way below his season average, and they have been sending these double teams quick. They're aggressive, they're physical. They make sure that the Lioneers don't get any easy looks off of those post-ups. And so they have had success in trying to wear Sim down throughout this game, and they're in a good spot going into the last 12 minutes of the game. They've mixed up who's fouled, so it's not like one guy's especially in foul trouble. Boyd's a little bit, but those fouls have come elsewhere.
Oscar pulls up a 3, rebound to Walko. Kirk in the middle. Walko in the corner. With this runner, can't get the bounce. Now a loose ball foul on Boyd, his 5th. And
that could hurt them. Boyd, just one of those big time playmakers, can do so many little things.
Leading in though.
See if we go back to trying to go screen away for Bular in the post.
Elliott is in a rare horn set. Oscar trying to fake out Boyd, kicks it out. Down low, Sajay blows the close one.
Yeah, great pass, Sajay really makes the most of that opportunity.
Now, maybe for the first time all season, Elliott gets the charge on Chen.
I wouldn't know the answer to that. I'm sure he's attempted some. Elliott loves to sacrifice his body out there on the court. Been doing it for a long time. That's why there's probably more aches and pains when he does it these days.
Sometimes he even does it on players without the basketball, which is quite dangerous. Though that time, perfectly legal. The turnover by the Dreamers. He screens for Oscar, coming around. Just sticking tight to him as now it's left to Sajay. Driving and call for the travel. Picked up the dribble a little early.
Yep, good call by the officials there. He's able to split the defense, but picks it up 1, 2, 3, 4.
There he is.
Yeah.
No score yet in the fourth. Picked up by Jay. Ball on the floor. Derek. Starting the offense for the Dreamers. Walko tries from the right side, bang.
And Oscar completely went to double team that time. And there wasn't really a need. Derek wasn't in any type of threat, but he had his back to Walko. Walko had all day to shoot that three. You gotta try to help, but keep your body open to be able to recover on the closeout a little bit quicker.
Then out of the post up to Oscar. Deep three, and he hits it. So the 1-point lead by the Dreamers didn't last long.
No, Oscar saying, okay, Walko, you got that one. Time to get mine. Nice little step back move.
Derek from the corner overshoots it. Don't want to tell the audience how many times last year with Coach Metcalf we were having games where we kept tallies of air balls, and this game certainly deserves it. Down to Sim, puts it in, easy two.
Great job by Oscar. The look away does so much, and he knew Sim was rolling. He wanted to give him more time to get down under the basket. Quick little fake to the side, and then a great lob pass by Oscar. Two huge back-to-back plays.
And he can't quash the momentum, missing three. Oscar to the basket, getting the foul. But the Dreamers still no solutions on defense.
Yeah, you can't make those easy mistakes. The Dreamers have worked too hard to climb back in the game to let them get easy opportunities on the break without setting up their defense, as we see the replay by Oscar and his old coach's fans enjoying it.
He leads the game with 15 points. He's made 2 3-pointers in this one. That's something that the Lioneers deserve so much credit for. Between him, Guo Shaojie, and Zhu Yinghao, local players who are getting on the scoreboard, and they're blowing out other teams a lot of times. Granted, 2 of those games include Steelers and Pilots, who are not in the playoff pictures, so they'll see their medal for the rest of the season.
No, you got to credit the Lioneers coaching staff. Their local players have continued to develop. They got to have a young team and plenty of brighter days ahead this season and beyond.
Miscommunication as Julian Boyd is at the scorer's table. Lob for Sim, missing it the first time and getting the and one on the second effort.
Crowd loves it. Bullard just able to get those fingertips on the first pass. Normally the ball goes and drops to the ground, and he's not going to be the fastest one to recover it, but it bounces right back up in his hands, and he knows what to do with it after that.
He'll be the 4th on Yankovic as Boyd checks in with his 5 personal. Now the Lioneers up by 8. Yankovic to the bench, 14 points, which leads the Dreamers. There's Sim completing the 3-point play.
Just like that, Lioneers had no momentum in the 3rd quarter, but here in the 4th, they sort of have come to life.
Missed by Doug. As Xiao Sun-yi with a big loop on the dribble. Oscar brings it before the 8-second violation. I didn't think Xiao Sun-yi needed to get a cardio in during the game. Elliott and Oscar working around Sim. Oscar off balance, missing that one. To the basket. Another unfortunate. Lays it in, you could say. Now a timeout by the Dreamers. 7:34. Find themselves down by 11. On one hand, they are getting some of those open threes, but when they don't convert, they feel the pressure. We'll go to a break. Perhaps the last one of the game. Back for the Plus League after this. On Tiantang M's theme weekend, the Lioneers hosting the Dreamers. Tomorrow taking on the Taipei Fubon Braves. Off to a good start in the 4th quarter. Like we mentioned, the choice between Sim Bular and Nick Faust has so far worked for them as they open up this 4th quarter on a 12-3 run.
Yeah, it's important. When you don't have 2 imports in there for the Dreamers in together to help double team, makes it a little bit hard to stop Bular in the post. But you got to credit to the Hsinchu Lioneers defense too has come to life, and their transition game has been on point, and they've been aggressive with that the whole night.
Xiao Sun-yi active from his zone spot. To the corner, Doug. His three overshoots it. Back tip by Elliott for a Sim rebound.
Yeah, I mean, not a shot you normally see end up like that. Creighton, Doug, normally one of their better shooters, shoots a good percentage. So far tonight, though, just knocking down that 1 3-point shot and not able to cut into this lead.
There's Sim patient with it, lays it in on the switch.
Got to give credit to Sim and his conditioning. I thought here in this 4th quarter we might see some fatigue start to set in, but he's only gotten better as the game's gotten on here in the 4th quarter.
Now they call a foul on recall. Kind of the only break the Dreamers have got this whole quarter. First team foul by the Lioneers.
This is a lot of maturity in Oscar's game to go on that high pick and roll, see the play develop, go into the heart of the defense, and that lob came just at the right time.
Another timeout on the floor. Oscar now with 7 assists to go with 4 rebounds, 4 steals, and of course, like I mentioned,
if you're gonna run
team leading is 17
and they're
points.
icing it, just go to the corner.
Let's listen
and
to the
don't
Dreamers
play down here,
timeout.
play the corner. That's where you got the shot. Okay, so bring it up, go fist, but I want the handoff, so that's the motion activity.
不要缩太进来，因为外面有射手，外面有射手，所以你可以选，如果都停在这个位置，这一个人就不说了，给其他的人说。 可以吗？选择，刚刚别人不说，其他人说。
Meanwhile, the Lioneers sitting comfortable with a 13-point lead and 2 timeouts left. The Dreamers can only stop the clock with their player 30-second timeout. See the prowess of Oscar Gogwarhal, especially coming alive in this fourth quarter with 3 assists and 5 points. Also benefacting Sim Bular, who has 7 points in this quarter.
Yeah, just good ball movement, good timing of passes has been the difference here in the fourth quarter compared to the third quarter where they really went cold. And you know, that's where it pays off to be also on your own home court, because this crowd has sort of helped re-energize them here in the early parts of the fourth quarter.
Doug baseline had that one tipped. Numbers for the Lioneers as there's a collision, and they call an offensive foul. Does seem fair based on the play that Elliott was able to make.
Yeah, Jeff got his feet both on the ground, hands up. Say that's a good call right there. The sidestep just wasn't to the side enough to avoid enough of that contact and stay away from the charge.
Dreamers catch a break. They don't execute on the ATO and get another foul on the Lioneers.
Got some veteran guys out here on the court for the Dreamers. Which one of them is going to be able to step up and make some shots? Jeff has hit a couple today, Doug with 1 so far.
Right, step back this time. It bounces out. It's going to be a whistle. Randall Walco still playing aggressive, but now a couple times caught trying to fight for that rebound.
This is almost one of those times where even though Tien Lei didn't play much the last couple seasons, you know, when they needed an outside shot, he was normally one of those guys who could help bring some consistency to outside shooting for the Dreamers and spread the floor. You know, Woo Sung Wei came in the game for a few minutes today. He didn't get any outside shots knocked down, and with the Lioneers playing as much zone as they have, you sort of needed the Dreamers to hit a few more outside shots than they've been able to make so far.
Right now, the Dreamers mentioned their struggles, only have 3 points on the quarter.
And yes, I want to credit the Lioneers defense some, but there have just been some open shots, and the Dreamers haven't been able to knock them down.
The Xiao Sui aggressive with it, going to the basket, leaving it for Tuingerhao, and Walco takes that one away. Good 3 by Jeff, far off the mark. The Lioneers gonna play patient with it. They have the advantage with Sin inside. So this is where, like we mentioned in the first half, that the Lioneers can change up their strategies, keep something in their book. Right now, they're kind of saving Sim and his isolation.
Yeah, most definitely.
Not even in the possession now until he commits the loose ball foul.
And he wisely puts the ball down and walks away. As you mentioned earlier, Sim doesn't want any more technicals or other regular fouls involved. And this time, as long as the Lioneers can continue to take care of the basketball and get shots up, they should be able to control this game the rest of the way, unless the Dreamers really start getting hot from the outside here.
Kenny stepping through, had that one erased by Sim. It's gonna stay with the Dreamers, though an emphatic course correction by Sim Bular against that flight path.
Yeah, great block from the weak side right here. Just fingertips, all Sim needs.
7 seconds left, but Walco fires from deep and rattles it in.
Trying to keep some life in the hopes for this game for the Dreamers, who have been struggling here on the road.
Now a loose ball foul. Jeff came away with it, but too much contact to cause that.
It's another job of Oscar here as the point guard, one of the leaders on this team. It's crunch time, it's clutch time. 5 minutes left, 12-point lead. You got to make free throws, though. Close out games, you got to be able to make free throws.
For Lioneers, more than 15 attempts on the season. He does lead the team. Tied with Nick Faust, 75% coming into this game. Then there's a little bit of a drop-off because then it's Gosalji at 68%. So an area the Lioneers look to improve on overall. But perfect 2 for 2 there.
Yeah, it's big. Just, you know, Walko just hits a 3. They're trying to steal some momentum, but when you can make free throws, it really stops that momentum.
Walko from the left corner overshoots it.
Something about that corner. I wonder if there's an AC draft or something. Keeps pushing those balls over the rim. I don't think that's the case. They just have not had much luck over in that corner.
I don't want to say it affects the game, but in the top right-hand corner of your screen, viewers, a loose ball. Jeff jumps on it. Dreamers with numbers. Or the Lioneers recover. As I was saying, in the top right corner of the court is the entranceway for the broadcast truck. So that's left open as Jeff hits the mid-range. So if there's any draft, it comes from that corner, not the very opposite one where the Dreamers seem to airball all their shots. Lioneers play a little keep away. Call over to Xiao Sun-yi. Oscar diffused the bomb, picks up the rebound, going to the hoop, getting the lay-in.
With the right hand for the lefty. He waves that right hand to the crowd. He's extended this lead. What a great fourth quarter and end to this game for Oscar, who's had a great overall game.
Another loose ball foul by Walko, this time maybe in frustration for missing the runner. This is one of the 2 lowest scoring series in the Plus League going on right now. An average of only 84 points for both teams.
Yeah, well, we know that there's not a whole lot of love in the air when the Dreamers and Lioneers face off. You know, they've had a lot of intense battles, and they bring that intensity to the game, and sometimes with that extra hype, extra energy, you know, it gets to your nerves. It might affect your shooting. The defense plays harder, which makes it harder for the offense to get a rhythm. So some of the factors right there. Those rivalry games can be hard.
Sim misses the first free throw. And now officially Oscar has scored 20 points in 3 consecutive games. Now the substitution as Faust comes in for Bular. 3.5 left to go. The Dreamers pretty much need a miracle. Lioneers back off that full court pressure. As there's an easy turnover by Jeff. Oscar with the free layup.
Yeah, just not what you expect from Jeff, veteran guard, and made some shots tonight, but overall just hasn't quite been himself. And you look back to them missing Achi, you know, and this ball game could be a little bit different for the Dreamers.
The way he gets the putback. As fans urge Kian to take the 3. Nick Fausto gets the foul on Jay Chen.
Yeah, open at the 3-point line, but point guard still knows you can waste 14 more seconds. As we see the replay here, Oscar picking the pocket, getting the fast break lay-in, and you know, smart play because it's Lioneers under 3 minutes left. All they have to do is take care of the ball and waste time, and they walk away with a win today.
Nick Faust with only his 7th point of the game. Xiao Sun-yi now with 13. Gosalji with 14. And of course, Oscar will have more points than him, so kind of a nice relief for the Lioneers. You know, don't get that top scoring performance that they've gotten from Faust and Bular. They're still sitting with a comfortable lead, less than 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, that's big for a team's confidence. Just like the Dreamers can, you know, have a lot of local players step up.
Touchdown pass. Xiao Sun-yi able to slam it home.
You know, this is huge for the Lioneers' confidence. You know, they're becoming and forming more of a team than just relying on the identity of one or two players carrying the load, and this will help them before going to the playoffs for sure.
Jeff 3 overshoots it. Oh, if you just judge fatigue by the distance of their misses, it seems like the Dreamers are very energized. Yeah, the foul cutting through and blows the layup. But funny, Derek bounced it off of Kenny Chen's face. A little bit of levity in this game as Jay Chen crashes into Tiahao. Takes an awkward hard fall. Oh my. Now whistle as they try to get Jay Chen out of the game. Probably turned his ankle there.
Faust, you know, different leagues, different parts of your career, you use different basketballs. I don't know if he's just still familiarizing himself with this ball or what, but it's been several times today he's gone up for layups or passes or shots, and that ball has just slipped right out of his hands, which is not what you want.
Yang Se-yin, eye on the inbounder. It's only Jim. Gets his first minute and banks in the mid-range. Doug, this time from the right side, also long. With this victory, the Lioneers now are going to move into third place. Nick Faust into double digits with that three. Right side. Got Usong Wei able to get his first bucket.
And even though this game is decided, this is still big. Faust getting a corner three, that's big for his confidence going into a big matchup tomorrow. Woo-Sung Wei coming back from injury, him hitting shots is also, you know, big for him getting readjusted into this offense and back on this team.
Two possessions, Kenny able to get the lay-in. DJ, known for the final countdown, plays the music as the Lioneers are going to dribble things out. So they're able to continue their winning streak from 3, now 4. It's a team record. The Lioneers hoping to do even bigger things for the rest of the season and maybe even in the postseason. Final score 96-78. Stick around, folks, for the post game where we'll have a player interview. And you have a lot of candidates to choose from as Lioneers play a team game. They had a shaky third, of course, but able to get the finishing touches onto this one, scoring 31 in the fourth, the high mark of any of the 4 quarters in this game.
Yeah, it was a big statement in the fourth quarter, 31 points after dry third quarter, knocking down shots. You got to credit Oscar for his ability to just keep the offense moving and giving them a jump start with some of those passes down low off the pick and roll, knocking down a step back three, getting steals, transition points. Feel like Oscar had a great night.
He also played well last season when Coach Pontwellum came to visit him as a pro. He ends the night 21 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 steals. Also importantly, only had 3 turnovers as the starting point guard has got to be big for the team, where they were not so secure with the basketball in other spots on the roster.
Yeah, it was a struggle for some of his teammates, but he led the way and he did a good job. He's matured a lot in the last 2 years as a pro player, and you know, the roof is not the limit for him. He can even take it further.
Some interesting height metaphors coming from the English broadcast. No, you saved yourself. We've had worse.
I tried.
We've had worse. There's Oscar Gogelhall. He's courtside. Now ask
我觉
about the process
得
of
就感觉
having
我
the
觉得还不
Dreamers
错，
take
然后我们
lead
就是
to
保持我们自己
finishing
的
the game off strong.
心态，然后执行教练该执行的东西，然后我们就是享受比赛，然后保持
Oscar
赢球的
saying
心态。
that
对
the coaching staff just said, keep it simple and enjoy the game.
对。
Now asked about his collaboration with Sim with pick and roll.
其实就是中间其实蛮难调试的，然后就是从私底下跟队友，就是包括杨将他们，就是每天就是聊天，或是就是在场上我们可以做什么东西，就彼此去了解，然后在球场
They
上。
put in a lot of work in the gym and also off the court, trying to get to know each other. Of course.
今天赛前都没有遇到教练，我蛮期待的，对啊。
Oscar admitting that made
会，我因为
a little bit extra
我知道他们
boost to his
站在上面，然后我有时候比赛过程当中就会看上面，对，对啊。好像是第二次吧，去年是好像热身赛的时候吧，我记得，对，当然，我希望如果教练有空的话
Oscar getting joked about buying a booth for Coach Huang for all their playoff games coming up. Okay, now the Lioneers with a chance to keep creating history, with a chance to possibly get 5 wins in a row tomorrow against the Braves.
Yeah.
We'll go to a break first and wrap things up from Hsinchu after this.
"那我们赛后呢有一个呢天堂院的玩家见面会，各位玩家还有留在现场吗？天堂院的玩家朋友还在现场吗？
Wrapping things up from Hsinchu County Stadium, where the Lioneers are victorious in 96-78. The Dreamers got 5 players who scored in double digits, but only Stefan Yankovic, 4 for 10, was a respectable shooting percentage. They had major struggles on the road still.
Yeah, the shooting was a big part. You know, you look at 28 and 25%. When you're on the road, those numbers are never gonna really be enough to steal a win in someone else's home court. So definitely not a good shooting night. They brought the energy. They really did climb back in the third quarter, did some good things defensively, offensively, but just not enough shooting in the end to match the efficiency that was on the other side. 44%, 33% for the Lioneers, and they were just able to stroke it from a lot of different areas, got a lot of different guys involved as well throughout the game, and that's why they deserve the win.
Also, not on this particular screen, but the Lioneers got 13 fast break points, almost the majority of those in the fourth quarter. The Dreamers all game only got 5, so in a speed matchup, the Dreamers weren't even able to take advantage of the slower Sinbular. Well, in tomorrow's games, we previewed it before, but it's going to be the Steelers against the Pilots in Collier Arena. I believe that's the first time those two teams are playing at that venue. And for the evening game, which we will have here, it will be the Taishin Braves against the Hsinchu Lioneers. Braves, of course, we mentioned, going to be down in import because of Singletary suspension. We'll see how they're able to try to fight off the Lioneers going after their 5th win. So on behalf of the 6 teams and the league and our colleagues Aaron and Mark on the broadcast, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Something wrong?
Sit.